Oh, but
Mini bot's
Reynad
always
does
ready.
have his wild growth. He's got to be pretty happy about that one at least.
Yeah, this is decent. The BGH is not going to be very useful
Oh
for a
my
while. Oh,
goodness. This start
come
from
on.
Fake again. I am in.
Oh.
This is insane. You know what? Fake's deck is well built, but this starting hand, I mean,
Oh, he didn't coin. That's surprising.
I would have coined 25 times out of one. Like, this is such a snap coin for me.
Yeah.
But I must be a little too aggressive, perhaps, with my plays.
I mean, because it's not like there's anything you'd want at True Silver on turn 3 against Druid. Like, True Silver pretty much doesn't kill anything in Druid, apart from a Golem.
Unless Wild
So,
Growth, and he plays Keeper, and then silences, and then you want to make sure it gets removed, yada yada. Other than
okay.
that, I feel like maybe he's saying to himself, worst case scenario, I'll get a turn 3 coin play, where I'll then coin two of my two drops, and then get a True Silver
Yeah.
turn 4. So there's a good argument to not coin here. It
Yeah,
might put more aggression, more concentrated, in fact.
that removes 4 damage. You deal 4 less damage like this.
Yeah, and well, it's 4 less damage, but if you look at the current state of the
Oh.
the current state of the
Do you mini bot and then next turn you juggler coin muster?
no, I think I'm expecting Druid of the Claw or Spectral Knight to come out next turn at the very least. So I'm gonna have to at least play the True Silver Champion next turn and not Muster. Does that mean I'm playing only Shielded Minibot this turn? That's a possibility.
Yeah, I don't
And
think you
I
want to
can keep
play.
my coin for a Powdered Sky Golem on turn 5.
Yeah, if you play muster, you get destroyed by swipe. If you play knife juggler, you get destroyed by keeper of the grove. So it's probably just shielded minibot.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty boring turn, but I'll be honest, it gives him more versatility coming on, because turn 4 True Silver without coin, then turn 5 Pilot Sky Golem is pretty amazing. It counters the tempo the Reynad got off of Wild Growth with Ancient of Lore, because you get, in a way, card advantage from the Pilot Sky Golem.
Yeah.
Alright, so Reynad is going to be... Oh, speaking of the
the draw.
devil,
All right.
wow.
Well,
Yeah, that.
I guess the odds are coming back in Renad's favor now. He stops getting he also gets good draws. On
Yeah,
his
he
side.
stops getting screwed over the draws basically. And I'm looking at this board, and I think Fake played it very well last year when he didn't coin Knife Juggler. I wonder how much top decking Muster for Battle played into his decision not to play the coin, because I mean it gives you a good reason not to, because you're gonna get a good combo off of it in 3 free knives, as opposed to just the one shielded mini bot hit.
Yeah, this is an excellent trade for Fake though. And with the coin Sky Golem, like you say, and this True Silver will be able to kill whatever Reynad plays with the help of a mini bot. So unless there's something pretty good that comes out of the Shudder.
I get a feeling Reynad should probably unstealth the Shade soon, but he wants to make sure that it's out of range of Consecration after it kills something. Alright, so looking at this, you know what? There's a really good turn 7 play with the Equality Knife Juggler Muster. That is one of the most, like, he could even coin it out if he wanted, and then follow up with Dr. Boom. If that doesn't cut it for removal, nothing will. He can do that next turn, in fact. He can Shredder now, attack it with a weapon, play a 1-1, go face with a mini bot, then next turn Equality, then Juggler Muster.
If well, you
It's
can't.
weak to swipe, but...
Big problem is that you can't use the coin this turn and next turn for the juggler combo. So,
No, you
if
want to use
you-
it next turn, you don't use it now, of course.
but so if you go for the juggler combo next turn, that means you don't play the Pilot Sky Golem this turn. You basically heal power and pass.
Well, you'd play, yeah, I would have played the Iron Beak maybe on the Shredder, but he wants to keep it for something else. My thought was he was gonna silence the Shredder, use the True Silver, then play a 1-1.
Okay.
But that's not the play he decided to make. So ultimately, my own line of play was very different. He's gonna go for the Muster right
Juggler,
now,
okay.
which lets him get the really nice Dr. Boom on the following turn.
Reporting for duty. Reporting for duty.
Oh, and now the Shade is in trade with the juggler.
Yeah, and the worst part about this is that Reynad wanted his Shade to actually live through a Consecration after popping her out to make sure that... That's the reason he didn't unstealth her last turn. That way, if the Shredder died and Consecrated was played, after he popped the shield and mini bot, then at least he would have survived. And now that's getting thrown out of whack.
And so does
I like Keeper
I
of the
mean,
Grove and Hero Power here. It's a straightforward, very honest turn, but it's very
Yeah.
effective.
yeah, and trading a 5-3 into a 3-2 is never feels good, so you don't want to do that unless you're really forced to. But I think Reynad can still
Yeah, well,
have
Dr.
chance here,
Boom, he's
but
got an answer too. The thing is, I don't even know if there's. Yeah, I think you have to Dr. Boom because your board is pretty good, but it's not good enough at the moment. I'm looking at this, and Pilot Sky Golem is decent,
yeah,
but
you've just seen
Dr.
a
Boom is
silence,
so much
so
stronger.
I feel like the Sky Golem can't get one shot by the BGH, and BGH is very popular in this tournament. So even if you don't know for sure that Reynad is running it, you can expect it. And one keeper has just been used, so do you really expect a second keeper to come out? And even then, Reynad would have to either. I guess keeper swipe would be very good next turn. So
Yeah,
you could want to play around that.
you have to be careful with swipe. You're right.
I must move quickly.
Okay, well, it looks like Fake's still going for it, and there was no swipe in Reynad's hand, so
I think
seems
ultimately,
like
if you're planning to trade your board, though, this is a very strong play because your golem trades with the shade. If Reynad tries to unstealth it, you can then kill most of the taunts slash ancients of board that get played if he doesn't trade, and you're getting essentially two cards, two minions in one with that Pilot Sky Golem, which makes it very valuable. But this card that Reynad got might actually be what he ends up playing. That Pilot Trader is going to be able to trade with a Sky Golem before the shade is even unstealthed.
but just playing 4 mana out of 8.
Yeah, it's really awkward.
pretty
There's no
bad.
follow-up to it. You have to actually.
Yeah, I like the
draw
lore better.
cards.
It sure dies to the Golem, but then you get to draw cards and actually use most of your mana. And then next turn you can go
Wow.
for Sky Golem and Druid of the Claw, and not waste yeah.
When Force of Nature is played, there's no Innervate that we've seen yet. We haven't seen a single Innervate yet. So if there's a Force of
Yeah.
Nature and an Innervate, this is going to be the Wombo combo.
Oh wow, yeah, for 22 damage
Exactly.
plus the board, obviously.
Alright, let's see what comes out of the Shredder here. See if it's a game swinging. Oh, you know what? This is actually a pretty impactful card, but there's no spells in Fake's hand. I mean, unless he decides to randomly coin lay on hands himself, Dr. Boom is the play, which is not going to allow him to really capitalize on that 3-5.
Yeah, and if he plays Boom, then the top deck swipe from Reynad clears the whole board, and it would be very excellent for Reynad.
Yeah.
That is not a swipe, though. Swipe would have been so good. So do you play a taunt and you play the Shredder? Is that the turn?
You have, I think, Sludge Belcher alone. I mean, you have to BGH and the Shredder.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
This is as strong a play as you're gonna get. Quite frankly. I mean, you're keeping the Shade
Yeah.
stealthed to make sure that Double Savage Roar is gonna matter. And if you find Innervate, Druid of the Claw and Double Savage Roar suddenly looks good on its own.
Okay, yeah. Totally right.
Alright, Fake's deck is actually doing really well against this Druid. This Shade is putting him on a very weird clock where when he finds Equality Consecration, things are going to stabilize because removing this Shade is going to be a big relief. But for the time being, that is not happening. I think Reynad knows that. He knows that if Fake had some kind of really efficient board wipe, it would have already been played.
Mm-hmm. Now, suddenly this is getting kind of awkward for Fake because this Shade is really threatening. Okay.
Not really
He's gonna go
anymore.
for 50-50 here.
And I think it's fine because all his minions were already on 1 health, so he made the right read. And now Reynad's RNG is going to have to be positive, and it's not.
This is
Reynad loses the Shade. This is arguably turning way far in Fake's favor.
yeah, because well, Reynad would have had lethal with Force of Nature.
Yeah, and now suddenly he's going to have to start playing the slower game in a way. This Doctor Boom might actually come in handy. Those boom bots will be able to remove at least the 1/1s if everything goes well, unless Fake decides to trade into Doctor Boom with his face.
And you could power kill the Vibe
Yeah.
teacher. There's still hope for Reynad. With the Belcher, he can buy a lot of time.
And there's
Same
only a
with the
BGH really on Fake's
Yeah.
side right now. Well, maybe
That's a
not
draw.
anymore. Yeah, I think you go face with the 4/3, and then you kill the 2 boom bots, then you BGH Doctor Boom.
hmm
Actually, you
One
could even
mana
go
off.
face with that 2/1, the owl. That
Mhm.
way, you can just use your weapon to kill one of the 2 boom bots.
Mhm.
Because
You're
if you
one
attack
mana
the boom
off.
bot with a 1/1, and it kills the owl, then suddenly your backup plan fails.
Yeah.
All right.
Alright, looks like this is what Fake's gonna opt for.
Yeah, I think it's one of the safest plays because, I mean, you're not afraid of your health total right now unless somehow Reynad gets a bomb on your face and has Force of Nature, Innervate, Double Savage Roar. This is like the only time where that might backfire.
Yeah, which is extremely unlikely from Fake's point of view.
Reporting for duty.
I like this playing the 1/1, of course, so that to lower the odds.
Minimizing. Yeah. Wow, and it's actually perfect because none of them hit him in the face, which means Reynad's Uber combo could not have won this specific time. And
No, if
looking
Reynad
at this
plays-
though,
You play Belcher and then charge the Drill Claw, put pressure, and as soon as you draw,
the Savage Roar, you have the combo, so you're gonna at least be able to cycle Wild Growth, and you're
Yeah.
about to die, so you really need to get those top decks.
Yep.
Oh, this is a tough decision. Well, I mean, how tough is it? Do you Loatheb to prevent the Wombo combo, and then play Tyrion? That gives you a lot more board presence.
if you play Tyrion, do you die to single combo?
You die to
there's
Keeper of the Grove, Savage Roar, I think.
Do you really play against 3 parts combos out of Reynad that
Okay,
That's
let's assume there's one combo. Honestly, with 4 cards dead in Reynad's hand, and I haven't seen any of them, I think I'm playing around some kind of Wombo crap. I haven't seen Swipe because it would have been used. I haven't seen Wrath because it would have been used. So I have to assume those cards are combo based at this point.
So do you kill this Belcher just to remove 2 damage? Nope.
I think it's too risky because if you do, and it turns
This is-
out to be
This is lethal, right? Probably.
Keeper of the Grove on Tyrion and Double
This is
Savage Roar.
exactly. He's actually one off with Innervate.
Wow.
So Reynad's gonna take this game.
I must
Yeah,
That's
he's
a
actually
draw.
one off. Wow, that's incredible. This Keeper of the Grove saving the day. So Loatheb was the safer play to play first to avoid a Wombo combo, as we expected, and Loatheb being played first would have actually taken the game, because Tyrion would have then been able to negate the board, and then Loatheb might have been able to allow Fake to get the lethal by going through the Belcher.
That was a draw from Reynad.